Alright, so in the bottom left, as Koji, we have SneakyDragon versus Shu, who's also playing Koji.
Fuji Mirror.
Koji Mirror. So something Sneaky told me before this match started is that he had like a very good prediction as to what Shu's bans were gonna be, and said, and he's actually practiced the Koji Mirror. So he deliberately left Koji go unbanned, made sure that like he felt confident that Shu wasn't going to ban Koji, and just practiced this mirror matchup. So he's feeling confident, and I'm excited to see how this goes because of that.
It's worth noting Shu has an interesting opening here, where instead of using the top sword to capture, he just sent it straight for the side villages. But it's not going to stop this mage from capturing that village. So interesting capture order there. I guess the way that he did it, it does mean that he has an easier time getting the tower afterwards.
Does this prevent the mage from critting that village he just captured?
Good question. Actually, I think you're right. It does. Wait. Well, it makes it a coin flip because the mage crit is 60 damage on average. So now you have a chance for it to not work. So Shu not going for commander heals. He's just using the gold to build a knight instead. So Shu is probably trying to push down this side village, like this corner village which belongs to Sneaky in the bottom right. He's probably trying to push it down quickly and flip it over to his own. It's interesting to think about whether Shu will get a thief this game, because there was a game that I remember him playing that he didn't get a thief.
I think him capturing the hideout is a fairly clean indication that he's wanting to go thief. The knight isn't in position to do the crit on the village. It looks like it's going to be a much more aggressive knight than that.
Right.
Try and
so
start in
the knight
stronghold.
is probably going to. Right. Yeah. That's what I would think as well.
And what's Sneaky gonna do with this last sword? I think you use it to cover. So like the mage comes forward, it hits a sword, and then the two remaining swords just kill the mage.
I don't think you need 2 swords for that. I mean, I don't think you need 3 swords for that. 2 is
Well, you
fine.
need 2 to kill.
And, like,
Because if the mage gets the
two to
first hit,
yeah, that's true. But like, I feel like this mage, it doesn't really want to be hitting the sword anyway, because if you hit the sword, you do like less than 100 gold worth of damage, and you get counter attacked the next turn by this other sword. Whereas if you just go for a mountain decap, you do 100 gold worth of damage as well, but it's more difficult to get an attack on the mage. Yeah, that's what I figured Shu would do. So the question remains on how Shu is going to heal Koji up. He has to heal off one of these villagers, because a big part of the Koji mirror is about farming Groove early on.
I mean, I'm looking at that stronghold. It looks pretty vulnerable right now. Like, Sneaky could just walk up and start pummeling it.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. It does look vulnerable, but like, I feel that because the tower is so close, any attempt you make to push this stronghold in the early game is just going to fail most of the time. Because you can get air units, and like, I mean, there is a mage there, but you can also get units that counter the mage, so it's not going to work out, I feel, if you do that. Or it won't, I mean, you might get some profit off it, but you won't actually be able to push down the stronghold. So actually, Sneaky didn't go for a knight on the left. He actually just went for spears and builds a thief. Okay, so Sneaky is gonna be a bit later to flip this corner village beside his mage, whereas Shu is already in position to flip it next turn.
Yeah,
So
so
that could be
he's like, I guess like you would say half a turn behind, because they're gonna flip it on like basically like one after the other. He's just
no,
gonna.
actually. Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah. If Sneaky goes for knight this turn, then yes, it will be that way. No, actually, no. That's not it. Sneaky will flip it. No, Chu will flip it 2 turns before Sneaky does. So 1.5 turns ahead.
No, because like Shu's only like Sneaky just is gonna have his turn, so Shu will flip it on his next turn, and then Sneaky will flip it on his turn after this one. So
Are we
only a
talking
little.
about the knight or the?
I'm just talking about the thief right now.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right about the thief. I was talking about the knight.
Okay. Oh yeah, the knight. Yeah, he's gonna be way far behind on that. But wow, look at this positioning from Koji.
I mean, it's totally safe. It's kind of what you should do with Koji because um, you do want to get your bombs up quickly. And if you get your bombs up first, it's often very difficult for the opponent Koji to like get groove because they're afraid of your bombs.
And the thing I really like about this position is like, let's say Shu wants to take the center village. You can actually just go for the hit on Koji because you already have the health, like you already have a big health advantage and you attack first, so that would really, really sting.
Exactly, and Shu's Koji will be on the road. Although it's interesting that Sneaky didn't move this mage in the top left. I feel like that might just be he forgot to move it. So the early
Possibly.
dragon coming out from Shu here.
That skips a Rax build, so
It's true, but well, if you look at the econ right now, Shu is also ahead, like Okay, well, not massively ahead because he's slightly ahead because Sneaky will flip this village with the thief on the next turn, so it's not that far ahead. But like, it is going to mean that Sneaky will have a bit more difficult time using Koji to get groove here. Okay, and Shu uses the remainder of his gold to heal his commander, which is a reasonable decision.
okay, so how does Sneaky play this one out? He doesn't have a lot of money this turn. I think that's just the way this plays out.
I feel like Sneaky might get Balloon and 2 swords, because these pikes in the bottom, they are going to be really slow, and it would really help them out if you could get a Balloon to just help them move a bit faster.
Yeah, that would mean a lot. And actually, it's perfect timing for these pikes. Like, you get them up to either the right-hand side or the left-hand side really quick. That's a really good position for that sword, because that tower was really under pressure.
Oh, I mean, the pikes could have prevented the night crit, so...
Yeah. Sneaky gets a dog?
Okay, so Sneaky is gonna go for something else. He has a different idea.
Okay.
Oh, another mage, of course, to help control the dragon a little bit better.
Yep. That makes sense. And yeah, like you were saying, he's a little bit behind on apologies if my burps are coming through on stream, by the way. But he is a little bit behind on economy, like you were saying, because of this knight coming out a little bit later. And he didn't go
Right.
for the flip on the village in the north. So because of that, like, it was a coin flip, so if you lose, like, you have a really badly injured mage. Even if you attack it from a mountain, you're taking a lot of damage in return.
Yeah, and then there was also a sword there which could follow up on that. So Sneaky decided not to take the risk, and like Shu kind of got a bit of profit there in exchange. So Shu's gonna have like this turn where the dragon can just take up and it's oh, that's
Oh,
unfortunate.
that is unfortunate. So now he has an injured dragon, and it's not the kind of dragon you want. It can't die to a mage, so
I mean, to be fair, like um oh wow. Shu just going in on the bottom here. And this knight is totally safe as well. So I mean, Sneaky can decap the village here with his pike, so that's in his favor. Um, I think it would actually be worth it for Shu to decap like this 2% village in the middle with the sword, because the sword won't die. The mage can't reach the crit square, so it won't die, and you get a bit of profit off of that, maybe.
yeah, that makes sense. Oh, but no, he's gonna bring it to this more. Oh, I guess he has another sword that could run and hit that village.
That is another sword. I'm pretty sure he would go for this. If he doesn't, it's because he wants to farm Groove with Koji. Oh, he
Ooh.
doesn't. Okay. Shu is like Shu has a decent amount of stronghold pressure here, because all of his army is kind of moving towards Sneaky's stronghold. So if Sneaky isn't careful, um, he could suddenly be faced with a very powerful timing attack that he's not prepared to deal with. And like this tower that Sneaky has is also kind of being shut down by the mage. I don't know about the pipes that Shu just built though. I feel like in order to support this timing push, Shu would want more mobile units, like maybe a balloon and dogs. Well, I guess it's fine. Yeah, maybe.
And yeah, another mage comes out.
Sneaky going.
Oh,
Sneaky going
actually,
all in on them.
yeah, he's going in the middle. I really expected to see the mage go up and capture that village, and he just builds more mages, but he just wants
Oh,
to
it makes
really control the
sense.
center. He has a harpy, which makes sense. The harpy's gonna do well against that knight.
Right.
He could just leave the sword there because the sword isn't gonna die to the knight, and if the knight goes in, the harpy will counter attack.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. So Shu got some nice economic value early on, but I think Sneaky has done a good job of kind of neutralizing that a little bit and pulling it back to a more even position, which you now see on the board.
Yep, and of course, just moves the commander to a mountain. You do not want to sit on a road next to a dragon.
Right. Rule number one, as Sneaky would like to say. Sneaky usually says.
Yeah, don't leave your commander on a road. Just generally very good advice,
Even when there's no dragon.
even when there's no dragon. Finally, if you're up against a dragon, you're better off on a beach tile or even a river tile against the dragon. Like,
This is one of the reasons why I had to put a lot of bridge tiles on like Butterfly, the map that I made. Is to prevent dragons from being too strong. There you go.
They are a very good unit.
So Shu could, if he wanted, he could farm Groove this turn on that center village.
He's gonna go for
Yeah,
it.
he's gonna go for it. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. He's actually not even going to capture that center village just to prevent Koji from the opponent Koji from farming Groove as well. And Shu has like a ton of money this turn, especially after the thief deposit. So I want. Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay,
that
that's a.
mage is dead.
Oh yeah, I see it. So because the sword can go around.
Yeah.
I don't
I think
think it's dead, but it'll definitely take a lot of damage.
I wonder how much damage does this do? 70. Alright, it might not be dead. Oh, second dragon comes out.
Oh yeah, and more pikes. Okay, it's true going all in on the pikes here. Dragons and pikes. Shu
That's
just
I was just gonna say that's a very 1.3 way to play the game.
yeah, that's true. Well, it kind of makes sense here because right now both players are sort of fighting for the center, and there's nothing better than it's not dead. There's nothing better than dragons at controlling the center. I do think that this exchange was not good for Shu though, because he lost like basically 400 gold of 400 gold of units worth to kind of capture the village, and he didn't even get income off the village. Like that's
It's
the
also his
crucial thing.
only anti-air unit. So
Like, now that mage, I don't think he would be able to escape.
yeah, Harpy will just chase
just-
it down. That's a weird sentence to say, is the Harpy will be chased down by... The Harpy will chase down the mage even. I suppose the mage could run back and heal, but then again a sword could just chase it and hit it if it did, so... Actually, that's a really good point for why he used the spear first, is the sword is much better at chasing.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter too much which order you do it in, but yeah, now that you mentioned it, I do like this order a bit better.
Just leaves
Sneaky getting his pork mage, well, makes sense. You just want to zone out the dragons. And the thing about dragons is they're actually not efficient at all. Like, they cannot trade positively into most things except golems, but that's like a different story. So if you can shut down your opponent's dragons by just preventing them from getting good trades, then it's like your opponent doesn't have dragons.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the big strength of dragons here, though, is there's quite a lot of road, so it really limits where you can put units.
And actually, a fun little side note is that on this map, one of the barracks is on the road. You can see SneakyDragon's barracks in the bottom left. That's actually on the road. So dragons have like surprising plays sometimes, where you can just go and decap their wrecks, and they will usually struggle to recapture it if you're not careful. So Shu is known for being like a really fast player, but this time around Shu is actually taking a more methodical approach. He's taking his time to play the game, which is interesting. I would have figured that he would blitz out the opening turns.
I mean, this is pretty complicated as a situation already.
It's true.
Like, anytime you play with a dragon, it just makes things complex.
I'm not sure about this thing. Okay, well, if he covers it, then it'll work.
Yeah, he's gonna cover it. And the thing here is you can't really attack into these swords because as long as there's road tiles in front of them, anything that tries to go there will get roasted.
Literally roasted by the dragon.
Yep. Ooh, doesn't kill the sword with the knight.
Pretty sure the purpose of that is to stop the mage from dying. So now there's a harpy plus spear that will kill the knight, and then I'm pretty sure you can just no, actually you can't. But I was thinking you could use the one of the injured sword to wall for the harpy, but it's actually not possible because it has to move with harpy.
I think instead you just decap the village with the sword.
Well, you can't reach that. Is the thing.
Oh, you use harpy plus injured spear to kill the.
Oh, you're okay. I see. Yeah.
And then
right.
yeah, just use that to create like a little, because 1% villages don't come around that often. So if you have an extremely injured unit, you might as well get the value you can from it. So
right.
this little fight in the corner is actually going really well for Sneaky.
Yeah. I think Shu messed up by taking this fight here in the corner. And the rest of the map is kind of a staring contest.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's gonna hold center, just because the dragons are such a big threat.
So to be fair though, Shu was like up in economy from the early game because he managed to flip Sneaky's corner village a bit earlier. So actually Sneaky doesn't do the play that we were talking about. He chooses to hit the knight with the harpy from a safer position, which I think is a fair play. So now if the mage wants to retaliate, it's almost definitely going to die to like spear crits and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Gold-wise, it is worth going for it, but you did lose a knight to do that trade, so.
And also, it's worth pointing out that doing the trades here will allow Shu to keep control of these villages for a bit longer, because these units will be occupied attacking the mage and like not decapping. So the economic impact of that could kind of offset the losses that he took here.
Something Sneaky has to be very careful about here is that this isn't very gold efficient, but it is very tempo efficient. Alright, he's building another mage, but if he moves his full health mage up to the north, like the dragons can swoop down and kill it, and there's nothing to counterattack them.
Oh, but he does do it though. Interesting. So
I guess you can cover it though. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is covered now. So I mean, but even so, like a dragon attacking a mage is actually not that bad of a trade, right? Like, and then like attacking the mage with one dragon frees up the second dragon to just be unopposed. Plus, you can like having injured dragons makes your mage heals very efficient. So that could be another factor.
Ooh, I like this move from Sneaky. He's gonna go farm Groove off the village in the south.
Oh yeah, that's nice actually. And Sneaky gets an archer. Okay, Barrett, go.
All right, I'm happy. Archer is deployed, and this is a really good time to get an archer because if the swords go in, archer hits first. And the other cool thing here is that because it's all mage versus dragon, an archer hit will open up the dragon to a lethal.
Right.
It does just enough damage to give that opportunity.
I'm kind of disappointed that neither player has seen fit to build balloons so far. which I feel is like balloons are really good on this map because um, uh, well, Shu does the play that we were talking about. Use one dragon to hit the mage, and then the other dragon kind of is unopposed. Anyway, I feel like balloons are really good on this map just because they let you. There are three like main battle fronts, right? Like the corners and like the two corners and the center. So it's really important to be able to pivot between um, each of those battlefronts with your army. And dragons are good at doing that, but all these swords that Shu has are not. So Shu just has dragons and a bunch of ground units which can't keep up. And building balloons will help fix that. Although I do suppose that Shu has to build mages to counter these harpies or the harpy, singular harpy that Sneaky has. I'm sorry, I tend to ramble. Like
No, that's fine. I'm getting distracted. Hello, Chucklefish Live in chat. It's good to see you as always. I see a lot of familiar names in chat tonight. Thank you everybody for stopping by.
Hey, hello, Chucklefish. Welcome to Wargroove.
Yeah, people trolling in chat, which fair enough. It's fun. It's I also really appreciate the amount of people spending points to get the Santa Ryota. If we could see more Santa Ryotas in chat.
What's interesting is that Shu actually has like a positive value mage heal on the next turn, with his mage healing the two dragons. So that's not something that you see a lot. Usually mage heals are negative value, but you still do them anyway because of the tempo. But when they're positive value, you almost always do them.
Okay, we see the pick off of the mage, and if that other mage comes in and tries to hit the go for the spear kill, it'll die in return, because I think what we're going to see is this Koji come down and start hitting this village. Okay, Sneaky walks one mage back, drops a heal on it.
Overall, I think that was good value for Shu. He's gonna spend like 300 gold to get his dragons basically back to the state that they were in previously, and he managed to kill one sword and like do about 300 or 250 worth of damage to a mage. So it's kind of profit. One unit, profit 1 unit and a bit of gold. So actually Koji not going to farm Groove. Looks like Sneaky is trying to redeploy Koji towards the center of the map instead. Sneaky has a different idea. I respect it. Sneaky actually didn't go in with the Harpy there, which I understand. Like, sometimes you actually don't want to hit your opponent's swords or spears just because that gives them suicide options, right?
Yeah. Although, I mean, there are suicide options here already. So,
that's true.
I feel like just getting a bit of free damage would be quite nice, especially on like on a spear. Just like choke him out.
Sneaky has been, for some reason, Sneaky has not been going for dragons this game, and it's kind of weird because I would have expected him to on this map in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the harpies are really quite nice. Especially, they're actually quite useful against Koji, so especially if you have an archer, like you can shoot a Koji bomb with archer, you can then finish it off with a harpy.
is definitely extremely prepared for the eventual Koji bombs that will come out.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he's got double Harpy, 5 mages, and an archer.
All he needs is a no. He doesn't need anything else actually. That's more than enough. In the meantime, though, I think Shu is still up on economy, so Shu is going to continue to uh, yeah profit. Shu actually has a knight now in crit position on this village in the top left. It's good for him. Oh wow, Shu goes for this attack.
Ooh.
Shu, what are you doing, Shu? That
I
that
mean,
is so
even
weird.
the swords will kill that, I think.
Okay, I think I understand. Like the idea is that Shu still wants to. Um, Shu is sacrificing unit value to delay Sneaky from capturing these villages in the bottom. So if Shu hadn't done that attack, then what Sneaky would have done this turn would be to start decapping and capturing. And I think Shu could sorry, I think Sneaky could actually have decapped and captured both villages. So by doing this, Shu is delaying that for a single turn. And it's 2 villages. So that's like 400 gold worth. And he traded a unit 1 for 1. So I guess Shu thinks he's getting a bit of profit here by doing that. It's an interesting play. To
It does
be all things
also
considered.
take Spear Crit off the table in that corner,
Right.
which
That's another thing.
is incredibly valuable by itself, because a Spear Crit plus a sword hit will take a village out, so...
It's like Shu's going for probably setting up for the mage shields now. Um, yeah.
And that isn't quite gold efficient.
It is kind of. Actually, I think it is. Because one dragon got healed for 20%, and another dragon got healed for 10%. So that's 30% of a dragon, which
Oh, right,
is.
yeah, actually, you're right, I'm being silly.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
what is that positioning?
that's so weird. Um, so, wow. Okay, so
Uh,
Sneaky has a role. He has a role to kill that mage. That's so weird. I cannot fathom what's going on in Shu's mind. This is not a play that you would normally see.
and it's not like the dragon protects it
Oh, he
either.
gets the roll. He gets the roll.
Ooh. And
That's
yeah,
gotta hurt.
he's just gonna jab the mage with the spear. I mean, actually, I would have liked the sword to go in instead, and you just hit the village with the spear, but...
Yeah, so Shu has lost a lot of unit value to kind of prevent the captures over here, but I feel like that's going to work against him now because the thief is going to go in and start stealing from these villages which have yet to be captured. And Sneaky didn't lose anything by not capturing them because he was getting unit value instead. So that may not work out very well for Shu.
Yeah, like he just threw away a 400 gold unit to, I guess it keeps the mage alive for an extra turn, but I mean, that's it really. And now we're gonna see a thief walk in, steal from a village. That's gonna be like a nice chunk of gold.
Right. And like Shu lost his thief, so Shu can't respond the same way. And he can't. Um, but to be fair, like the thief that steals from this village is gonna have to travel all the way back across the map to get back to the hideout. So it might be like a really long time before we actually get to see anything like that happen. But I will say that at the moment, Shu is sitting on 75% groove, and Sneaky is sitting on 50%, which could be like huge. Uh, in 5 turns, Shu will have bombs, and Sneaky will have to play around the bombs. I have to respect those bombs.
I mean, he could also save that 20% health village to just walk Koji over and take it.
Could, but like for some reason Sneaky has not been doing that. Like that was possible like several turns ago and Sneaky just didn't do it. So I'm I'm not sure if he'll go for it now. Um yeah. Anyway, Shu retakes the top left. Well, starts to retake it. He'll have retaken it the next turn. With all these swords. However, Sneaky is up significantly in unit count. Um, it's probably because Shu sacrificed so many units in the bottom right here.
Yeah,
And
and,
like
and
besides,
if he doesn't run the
like
mage
besides,
back, he's gonna lose another one too. So
right. And like besides these dragons, Shu doesn't have all that much of a powerful army, right? It's just mostly swords, couple spears, some mages. I guess that's kind of powerful. Shu is playing this like it's 1.3. It's kind of hilarious actually.
it's a very weird game.
Yep. I you took the words out of my mouth.
And okay, so the dragon comes down, so that will cover the thief seal, maybe. He's setting up more units to come down and fight here, but I think if you just go for the thief steal and bait the dragon in, like you would just have enough anti-air.
Um well I think Shu would well Shu would possibly sacrifice the dragon to go for this steal. Also by the way, Sneaky is doing a great example of how to play around dragons, right? Like you don't engage into dragons. You make it so that the dragons have to trade into you, and they're really bad at getting trades. So dragons are excellent at applying pressure, but they're not good at actually getting trades. So that's the thing. With dragons, it's always the threat and not the execution that is very strong. All right, we get the first balloon of the game, built by Shu.
Turn 11. And I actually just want to say they've both been playing this pretty dang quick.
Um,
Like
okay,
there are
well,
11 turns in, and they're both at like 25 plus minutes on the clock. Yeah, they're both almost exactly the same amount of time in 27 minutes.
so I do think that Sneaky's slow build up of a strong army is going to pay off here, because like he has this massive blob in the center and Shu doesn't have anything. So Sneaky is probably going to be able to take the center, start taking the center this turn. And if he takes the center, that's like just a bit of distance away from Shu's stronghold, so that could be something. Although Shu does have like a lot of units in the top left that could just come back and defend.
Oh,
All
this is a
right,
very big aggressive push.
it is. I think it's justified though, because what is what is Shu going to attack that with? Like his spears are out of position. His I mean, he could go in with a dragon, but the dragon will. There's way too much anti-air there. The dragon is not going to survive. And actually, Sneaky actually built a witch. I don't know when he did that, but it's going to control even more of the dragons. So Sneaky just being very patient here. Yeah. You know, it's weird to say, but I feel like as Koji, you don't want to build too many air units, because if you build a lot of air units, your opponent will build a lot of anti-air, and then your Koji bombs get countered, right? So what you might want to do instead is to try to incentivize your opponent to build weaker units, or sorry, incentivize your opponent to build like non-anti-air units so that your Koji bombs, when they come out, they're actually very powerful defensively.
Yeah, but I guess like there's so much terrain on this map that it makes air units really like great for the mobility, and there's so much road as well that the dragons become really strong. So
While Sneaky gets a second Witch. Okay, so with that, I think it's no longer possible for Shu to try to charge any sort of groove here. Like if Koji goes into this mess, he'll just die. Guaranteed.
yeah, and I think well you could actually just capture the village to bait. And something smart
Well,
that we saw from Sneaky, he hit that village with the dog to injure it. So that's an
yeah,
extra
it's true.
suicide unit. You know, how much damage is that? Like 12%?
Right.
So I actually
So
almost want to
Sneaky,
see him just capture the village.
mm-hmm. And like Sneaky just doesn't have dragons this game, but he's applying pressure as if he had dragons, because all this blob of units in the center is like basically equivalent to having a dragon's pressure. Like you can't engage into this. It's not possible. So actually Sneaky is ahead on eco now. After playing a very patient and methodical game, Sneaky is up on income, which is nice. And he's also like massively up on unit value because Shu did all of those weird sacrifices.
Yeah, this is a really good game for Sneaky. I think the main thing right now is he's just trying to figure out, like, can I move forward? And he moves his commander forward without capping. And I don't know if that's the right idea, because I think you could actually safely capture this, because if Koji comes in to try and farm Groove, you kind of just slam your army into him.
Right, and at this point, you have so many anti-Koji units that you don't really care about his group, right? Just let him have the bombs, whatever. They're not going to wall anything, and you can always position your own Koji so that it won't really do anything.
I
But
think
I can understand.
there's a slight fear though that with the two dragons and the Koji bombs, he could one shot your commander.
That's true as well.
So I guess like he does. I mean, even though I think he could have captured that village, I don't think it's the end of the world that he didn't.
Yeah, like at most it's a 100 gold loss if he gets it next turn. So it's not that big of a deal really. And Sneaky is up on income, so it doesn't matter so much.
And if you look at where the armies are, so there's this very small force from Sneaky in the bottom. There's a big force in the top left for Shu that can't do anything right now. Okay, like he can pick off one mage with those spears, but the spears will, or this mage would crit it back. So there's good options for.
Yeah.
But
I think that.
You first.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay. I actually think that Shu just really wants a witch here, but he doesn't have the money for it, and barracks builds.
Yeah, he would have to kill the thief if he wanted a witch. And if he does that, he has to sacrifice a dragon to kill it.
Yeah. Like, when your army reaches this level of numbers, what you really want to do is, you want to hex so that you can get lots of efficient trades. Actually, Shu's going in here. Wow, that is very brave. Let's see how Shu makes this work. I'm curious to see.
I think that dragon dies.
Well, probably, but like, it's still okay for the dragon to die if Shu can get a good turn overall, right? Like, it's okay for a dragon to die. It's just one unit, but it's about whether you can kill. Yeah, it's about whether you can make use of that to do other things. Although, okay, I think there's no lethal here for it's a bit iffy. Actually, if Shu doesn't heal the dragon, a witch hex and a mage would knock it out, and then Koji will be open on 3 sides. So Shu has to be quite careful here on to what he does.
Yes. Oh, it's actually really difficult. So there's some obvious kills, like he could bring the spears down to kill one of these mages. Which would work. He can injure this mage. Ooh, does that open up a mage suicide?
No, he's going to sword crit it, so it's I mean it's not going to matter.
Okay. Alright, that kills. Okay.
So yeah, and he does do the thing that we are talking about. So actually, will the dragon even die here? Because it's fairly well protected now. Oh wow, dragon kills the archer. Oh, what, that dragon's dead.
Yeah, I think he can
I
actually
don't
kill
know
both
about-
dragons.
I don't know about that second dragon attack there. That seems kind of a bad trade. And mage goes in, kills a dog. Shu
That's
definitely
gonna
doing a
eat.
lot of damage this turn. Oh wow, he's just going all in here. Interesting.
I mean, hitting your opponent in the face is pretty effective.
Right, and you know, I was initially kind of skeptical, but it actually looks like this has turned out to be fairly good for Shu. Although it's although his dragons are gonna die. Like he could have arranged his formation a little bit better so that his dragons wouldn't die, but now I'm pretty sure both dragons are gonna die.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way of walling this. So,
But to be fair, like Shu did a lot of damage. Like he killed a mage, killed a knight, killed a couple dogs, and no, he killed 2 mages actually, and the archer. So even if both dragons die, it's like kind of um, even value. And now Koji has bombs, so it's not easy for Sneaky to play this turn because he has to be constantly aware that Koji has bombs. Okay.
right, so how is SneakyDragon gonna play this out?
Sneaky starts off his turn down 5 units. I mean, he obviously has a lot of counter-attacking chances here. But, yeah. It's actually kind of difficult. You know what's funny? Like, I actually can't... I'm having trouble differentiating the green and the yellow dogs. No, never mind. They're all green. Shu doesn't have dogs. Okay.
Right, yeah, that'll be why then. Okay, I mean, there's some very obvious plays to come first here. So, this bottom left dog for SneakyDragon, yeah, he's just going to kill the sword with it. That's the only thing it can do. It clears a unit.
Yep.
That's the excellent play that you can make there. I think harpies are used to kill the bottom dragon. Do they kill that? With witch hexes they do. So
yeah. I mean, you could also go harpy and mage to kill, and then your other harpy does something else. Look at how many mages Shu has. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mages.
wow. That's a lot of mage.
I feel like some of that would have been better spent as archers because, like, how many mages do you really need against Koji? You only have so many spaces to attack the Koji bomb from.
Oh, actually, here's something interesting that I want to note. is because he didn't capture this village Sneaky didn't capture that village, Shu was allowed to capture it, which means it's now blocking. And I actually think there is some, it could have like left open some really nice options for like counterattacks if he hadn't let Shu capture the village.
Interesting. Yeah, and I suppose the calculation is, well, Sneaky's gonna get groove this turn anyway. No, not gonna get groove, but going to get an attack, a kill this turn anyway. So there's no point in trying to prevent it. Just capture and make his life a little bit harder. Actually, this is like great awareness from Shu, right? Shu found a good moment to trade in his dragons to do significant damage to the enemy army because like Sneaky already had all these anti-air units that were going to make it very difficult for the dragons to get value. So Shu got some decent trades to the dragon. One dragon killed a knight, one dragon killed an archer. It's about 50% of the value overall. So that's a good moment to just trade everything in and like get what you can, and then like it reduces the value of Sneaky's remaining anti-air is what I'm trying to say. So that's good. I like that play from Shu.
Okay, how does Sneaky finish this off? There's these back here, and this is the thing as well. These complicated turns add so much time.
Right, and Shu's definitely ahead on timer. So one reason why Shu attacked this turn, it could possibly have been to force Sneaky to make lots of calculations and like fall behind even more on turn timer. Because there's definitely a lot to calculate here with Koji bombs and stuff like that. And if you just pull back here, you're definitely going to lose, right? Because
okay, gets the kill on the mage.
Lost.
That is a coin flip, right? That's like 90%.
Yeah, it is. Right, it's a slightly favored 55%. I do feel that Shu made a mistake, like allowing this dragon at 88% to be hit. Because, you know, now like Sneaky can clear these couple of swords in the middle with dogs, and then his mage will be able to hit the dragon. Although it's true that after that, Sneaky's probably gonna get army wiped. But keeping the dragon around is also kind of nice for just threatening like road crits and things like that. So Sneaky actually not going for the play that I mentioned. Looks like he's just adopting a kind of defensive position. And like, I feel that his counter attack here did too little. Like he lost close to like 2,500 gold in units, and his counter attack dealt. Okay, he killed the dragon, and killed the sword, and killed the mage. So, but that's only like 1,800 ish. So
I feel
Shu
like
definitely,
if he hadn't had that mage on that road tile for that spear crit to come in, that would have actually been fine, because that spear crit could have done nothing else. And nothing else could really hit that mage. So if he just had the mage back a little bit more, that would have been like an extra unit that he could have done something with.
Right. And what's really important is that Shu got to attack with Koji this turn, and Sneaky didn't. So Shu is now at full groove, and Sneaky didn't charge Groove this turn, so he's fallen behind even further in the race.
Ooh, third
And the
witch
thing
comes
about the
out.
race, oh yeah, and the thing about the race is that you can get lapped, right? Like it's not like other commanders where they have Groove, but it's okay because they'll have to hold their Groove. No, Koji will just use his Groove and then he'll start charging a second one. Oh wow, okay, that is weird. Is Shu just going for timer strats now? Because these mage attacks do not look very good on the face of it. But there could be a follow-up. Because I do remember that I said that last turn and I turned out to be wrong. You know what's making it really difficult for Sneaky to like hold back this push, Barrett?
Do tell.
It's the lack of Archer.
It is, like, if you did have that one archer, like, picking that off with the dragon.
Oh wow, Shu gets the mage hit on the Harpy. I feel like, that's gotta feel terrible. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I don't really know what happens here. Like, I actually think at this point, if I'm Shu, I throw my dragon at that spear just so the counterattack doesn't come in on the knight. Because there's very little to counter the knight outside of that spear.
Oh wow. Wow, you predicted that perfectly.
Oh, what a prediction. Almost like I'm
amazing.
actually good at this video game, but...
You know what I think is we might actually see Shu just use his bombs here to like take out a mage and a witch and a harpy, because I'm pretty sure that will kill, and then that's like less anti-air that. Although like,
let's hope this works.
The way that Shu did this turn, there is a mage crit on the dragon lined up, so.
No, not anymore.
Oh yeah, not anymore. No, but there still is, because the witch can kill the bomb in like one hit. If you can kill this mage on the so I guess it comes down to that.
I mean, you
And
could just
Sneaky
hex
has, like,
that army and then kill the dragon with the mage.
Oh, that's true as well. Yeah, that would work. So Sneaky's still in this because Shu is losing a lot of army value here. Like wow.
Oh,
He
but
might
his
just be
unit
trying to
count's
time-
so high. Like, he's up 9 units at this point.
Oh, that's true as well. And it's a minor thing, but Shu is actually making progress on the left side of the map here. Like he's slowly inching forward and taking these villagers from Sneaky.
Yeah, and this
So
lone mage
Shu's
on the
gonna-
right hand side is probably going to go down, but it's going to... It did so much work over the course of the game.
So Sneaky could use witches to take out the bombs, but I feel like that's just not worth it.
Okay, he goes for the mage hit. Like, you just hex.
Right.
It does a lot of damage. And I think, yeah, that's like the best option I can see. Oh, yeah, he just keeps it super far back so the mage can't fall up and hit it. But
Okay.
I think,
So
actually,
that would-
I feel like this third witch would have been better if it was like an archer and like a spear or something.
Oh yeah, because Sneaky skipped like 2 builds for that, right? Like
Yeah.
it looks he just wow. Okay, so Koji getting so Sneaky gonna get 95% this turn, so no matter what, Sneaky's gonna have Groove next turn.
Yeah, so at the end of turn 15 you'll have Groove, yeah.
How do you see the turn number, by the way? I can't see it.
The top left and the top right.
Oh, Oh wow, I'm blind. I've just never noticed that. Wow, okay, cool. So Sneaky basically traded here. He traded a mage and a hex for a dragon, which is, it's a good trade. But you have to consider that the dragon also killed a spear. So in total, it's like trading 2 units for 1 unit that cost 950, and it kind of evens out a little bit.
Yeah,
Still,
but I
still
think the spear was holding back a knight, and now this knight can
though.
really do a lot more.
Sneaky does get the archer we were talking about. So,
I think it's too
but
late though. I think there's just
yeah,
too much stuff here from Shu.
what Shu can do now is just take economy, and like Sneaky is not positioned to take economy on the other side, and this mage on the mountain can actually just go down and kill the harpy, and it'll be a positive trade. So, and Shu's ahead on timer as well, so it definitely looks like Sneaky's in a tough spot.
Yeah, and like if he kills the harpy, that's the only other thing that really threatens the knight.
Right.
So
Although, to be fair, the knight can't really hit anything. So, it's not that big of a deal, I think. I
well, it
wonder
can
if
hit the
we're going to
village.
see an.
So yeah, I think Shu's just gonna keep pulling further and further ahead on economy. He has elite gold right now, which is quite funny. Got like 1337.
I didn't notice. Oh, that's cool actually.
And
Um,
he
yeah.
has so much econ now. Like he's just pushed this left hand side and there's nothing to stop it. He's gonna get this barracks.
Oh wow, he's pushing down the barracks. Oh wow, that's a ballsy move. But it's actually funny. Like Sneaky stole with this thief, but this thief might not have a hideout to return to.
Oh yeah. She's actually gonna block the thief from going back to return the gold.
Or even just steal the hideout. Like that's surprisingly effective because then you can just make thieves like right in the opponent's near all the opponent's villages and just go ham if you're stealing. And Shu has knights now. Shu has knights to deal with like mages. Sneaky doesn't have pikes or archers or anything. I mean, he has an archer. He doesn't have pikes or harpies or anything. So it's gonna be Shu just spamming knights. Wow, 4 knights. Oh my god. So I believe Koji is safe on this turn. So good awareness by Sneaky. But there's no denying that he's definitely behind on the race to get Groove. And even if he gets Groove, like these bombs are not making it through. I feel like Sneaky's best bet at this point might be some sort of stronghold push, though that doesn't seem like it will work either.
I mean, even things like moving this archer forward. Alright, he's gonna hex as a follow up. I guess he just wants to do damage.
No, I mean it's fair because Sneaky's gonna. I feel like Shu ballooned this mage too far forward. Like now he only has one mage to deal with like 3 witches, so one's gonna die, but the other 2 will survive, and we can hex again next turn. And Sneaky might just be trying to set up lethal here, like over multiple turns.
Yeah, he's gonna pick off. Oh, he did a lot of damage to that spear. I think he's gonna try and pick off the mage in the forest. Yep.
Yep.
So
But now he only has money for 1 barracks build, so that's not good. Maybe it won't matter though. This thief continues to walk back. Wow.
I mean, well, if Sneaky can actually defend, then
But like, the thing is, Shu doesn't have to do anything. Shu is under no pressure. He's up 600 gold on economy. it's soon going to be like 800 gold once he captures these two villages on the left, and like Shu could honestly just retreat here and he will still be fine. Like he would take a good trade with the mage, and then he would just like use the mage to kill a witch, and then he could just retreat everything else, and like there will be nothing wrong. And
I mean,
his
he's
knights,
setting up on the stronghold now, so
well, not really on the stronghold, but like he's setting up to retake this bottom right corner actually. So it's like he has a bunch of knights which can crit these villages.
I wonder if Sneaky's actually going to try and go for this lethal.
It depends on what Shu allows, right? Yeah, because Shu just goes back now.
Yeah,
not
he
gonna
could
do
just
it.
run, let his army do the rest.
Yeah, like he's gotten so much proper while he runs really far back. I mean, okay. At the square he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. So what's interesting here is that Shu is actually within 10 squares of Koji, and 10 squares of Koji is just enough distance for Sneaky to be able to spawn bombs this turn, and like have them be able to fly to Koji. Okay, but Shu's gonna wall off
Yep.
Koji with his own bombs. Okay, that makes it very safe then.
Maximum safety
just need-
play.
Yeah, because bombs do like so little damage to bombs. Like it's laughable how much damage. It's pitiful damage. And Shu just beefing up on the anti-air again. He's playing this very solidly, very safely, and that's good.
Okay, Archer crits the mage. Yep, makes sense.
And like Sneaky is down so much economy. Wow. He has half of Shu's gold income.
And he
Incredible.
doesn't even have stuff to take these villages out.
Yeah, and Shu will just pull ahead even more on the next turn because of this stuff on the bottom left, on the bottom right.
I guess he's gonna try and wall here with Koji bombs, so the dog and the mage doesn't die.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, that would be a good use of Koji bombs.
Activate sparrow bombs! Ha!
He might also just try to kill the knights by exploding both bombs. Might not be optimal, but it would be a play. Oh no, he's just gonna wall. Okay, that's fine too. But I feel Shu is not going to attack into that though. Although he might. Shu is probably just going to take the villages and call it a day. Maybe he'll kill the dog and the mage. Yeah, okay, kills the dog. I feel... Oh, okay, kills the mage as well. Okay, and then this other knight will just take one of the villages, right?
Yep. You can just make this an even bigger economy lead.
He's now, oh man, now more than twice of Sneaky's income. That's gotta hurt.
And he's just gonna build his own witches.
Yeah, that's how you deal with, like, Koji bombs protected by witches are such a pain to deal with. Like, you can't one-shot them because of the witch protecting them, and then you have to invest like 2 units to kill. So Shu actually not doing a great job of charging his second groove. Sneaky is actually ahead in the second groove charging base. Because I assume he will get a kill this turn. But
Yeah, I think he's gonna hit one of the. He's gonna kill one of the knights, right?
like honestly, Shu could just get golems now. Just spam golems. Oh, Shu got a thief. Interesting. I mean, Shu could just spam golems and like have his golems act like the commander. Like they're almost as difficult to kill, and they burn up lots of resources for you to kill them. Although I guess golems are not that great on this map because of all the road and how powerful dragons are in general. Oh, sneaky! Oh, that's sad. Koji didn't get the kill, so
Oh, that
you'll
is
only
rough.
got 10. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You only get 10% instead of like 25% that you could have found.
Oh well, I guess the one thing he has going for him because he has such a small army now is that his turns are going by really quick. But
That's
I mean,
true.
he's what,
I
like
feel like
900 gold behind in income, and like that's 12 units he's behind at the end of his turn.
Shu is just going to close it out here though. Like he's going to make a massive engage around Sneaky's stronghold, and Sneaky will have to respond. Yeah, like that. And like now, yeah, and then he's forcing the issue. So Shu plans to close this out within the next say 2 or 3 turns maybe, and I don't see a good way for Sneaky to really defend this. Like that's a lot. That's a fair bit of damage coming in, like killing a dog and damaging this archer.
Throws in a
Oh
hex
wow!
for good measure. Yeah,
Yeah, even sacrificing a witch. Well, it's not really a sacrifice. You're like trading it for a mage, which I guess is okay.
he's gonna put Koji closer to the front line, but he's covered with bombs, so
Right. And like Sneaky's Koji bombs are too far away to even threaten Shu, so it's definitely very safe. And Shu just continuing to outproduce is outproduce Sneaky. It's like it's like the Soviet Union versus the USA, right? During the Cold War, the USA just kept buying stuff until the Soviets didn't have money anymore.
I mean, I guess that's like one way of looking at that.
Okay,
But
I'm
yeah.
not history. Oh, this
Oh,
looks dead for Sneaky actually. It definitely looks like Sneaky is dead here.
yeah, 2 bombs will come in. 1 witch hex. 3. A knight crit can follow up. You can also suicide the knight as well, so
Yeah, that's GG.
even if you cover the north side with a witch, like a mage will just kill it, so I think, yeah, he's just dead. And this thief slowly trying to make it back. Unfortunately, will not.
Oh my god. How many turns has it been? Wow, it spent so many turns just walking. Like the game is gonna end before that thief matters. True, actually. Okay, well, I guess the night sack still works. Even
Yeah,
with the
and it actually does a little bit more damage now as well. So
I don't think he even needs the night sack. He's just gonna night crit and finish it off with a mage.
yep, or spear.
Or a spear. The spear does more damage actually, so
Yeah, so GG. Shu takes game 1.
Yeah.
After what was actually a really close game at points. I think Sneaky just slightly mishandled the engagement in the center. And Shu took advantage and pushed and won. And then just
it
had like
definitely
a...
felt like Right, yeah. I definitely felt like Sneaky was just a little bit too overextended in the middle, and Shu found a good opportunity to just attack. Like exposing the knight like that, and the knight and the multiple mages, and like it was just too much. Shu got a good engage that turn, and yeah.
Yeah. And I think if Sneaky had a couple units further back, like if that mage wasn't in that spear crit, I think that alone would have made it a much closer fight. Because there's this thing you want to
Right.
do when you engage, you want to limit the amount of damage your opponent can do. So like you want to bait them into attacking like 2 or 3 units, and then you attack like 7 units that turn.
Right.
As a
Yeah.
follow-up. And yeah, anytime you have your units as like the bait, and then you put more units in front, like you're just eating more damage that turn.
Right.
But well played to both players. That was very, very close.
Yeah. It's definitely a very tense match. So good game to Shu, game to Sneaky. I guess we'll see whether they're gonna play game 2 now or perhaps some other time.
They might play it tomorrow, but they could also just play it now. I mean,